Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Tayagara here, back with another episode of Oot 3D 3-Heart Run. In the last episode, we pulled the Master Sword from its pedestal. In doing so, we instantly aged 7 years, and we were instructed by Rauru to liberate the sages from the temples of Hyrule so we can defeat Ganondorf. Afterwards, we went to Kakariko Village and obtained the hookshot from Dampé's spirit, and we also went to Lon Lon Ranch, whereupon we liberated it and received Epona as our own personal steed. This time, we're gonna head on inside the forest and make our way on over to the Forest Temple. Hopefully, we'll be able to save the Sage of Forest, who apparently we know. They say it's a girl. I wonder who that could be. Anyway, here we are inside of Kokiri Forest with a new enemy. This is the Big Deku Baba. It's a lot like the ones we fought as a kid, except obviously a lot bigger. They still drop Deku Sticks, but sadly we cannot use them as an adult. Here we have another hostile Deku Scrub real quick. Let's just take him out. 2 hook shots will do the trick. But before I move on, I actually want to play the Sun Song real quick because, you know, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I've said it so many times, you guys know there are gold Skulltulas to be found that we could not previously find as a child, because, well, this one over here just simply was not around in the child timeline. So as you can see, Kokiri Forest is overridden with monsters. We have some Octoroks as well, and Skulltula. So let's just steer clear of that, make our way on over to this house, and pull out our hookshot, shoot it once. Now, unlike the Fairy Slingshot, we don't have to hit it twice, which is very nice. I am very happy with that. So there's our next gold Skulltula token. Now let's head on over to the Lost Woods and avoid these enemies. Now, one thing I like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure actually, when developing the game, to separate like the two worlds, you know, between Adult Link and Child Link, I think they might have just scaled everything down for Adult Link. Because as you can see, it did not take as much effort to climb up that ledge there for Adult Link as it did for Child Link. That's really interesting. Also, now that we have the Song of Storms, I want to show off something. If you stand in front of a Gossip Stone and play it, you'll notice the Shard of Agony is going off. Play La Ra La Ra, and obviously it will start raining, but out of the Gossip Stone will come this little ball of light. If you touch it, and if you're low on either health, oh, I just missed entirely. If you're out of either health or magic, it will replenish both, which is very nice. As you can see, a grotto also opened up. Now remember what I said before with the Shard of Agony? Some places you have to play the Song of Storms, others you drop bombs. I believe it varies from location to location. We head on inside this one here. We see some beehives and a little treasure chest. You hit the beehive with your hook shot, just instantly destroys it. And inside of this treasure chest, you'll find a red rupee, of course, worth 20. Replenishing us from the money we spent bargaining with Ingo at Lon Lon Ranch there to obtain Epona as our mighty steed. Now let's just head on inside the Lost Woods. As you can see, the music does not change, or it does not become quieter or louder depending on if you're going the right direction or not. Very funny how that grotto just spawned out of nowhere. I mean, obviously we opened it up as a kid. Here we have Mido, who for some reason is still a kid, even after 7 years. Let's talk to him. Who do you think you are? That Kokiri-like clothing won't fool me. I promise, Saria, I would never let anybody go through here. If you want to see her that bad, I'm gonna need proof that you're really a friend of hers. Something you could only have heard from her. Not that you would ever be friends with a grown-up like you. I should hope not, honestly. Like, kids don't befriend grown-ups. It's weird. Let's just play Rick's form real quick. Saria's song. Because, you know, we've heard it from her. That'll prove our connection to her. Wouldn't you say, Mido? That melody. Saria plays that song all the time. You know Saria? That song. Saria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember it. Well, that was easy. I mean, for all he knows, we could have just been very musically gifted and learned how to play the song from hearing it here in the Lost Woods. But anyway, we're gonna take a quick detour over onto this little section over here because now that the magic bean has sprouted, we can reach this gold Skulltula and take its token. So that's the purpose of it, honestly, like the magic beans. You plant them as a kid, and then they grow into magical floating leaves as an adult. Now let's just keep making our way through. A left turn here, and a right turn by this grotto, and we'll be back at the Sacred Forest Meadow. Without the Wolfos waiting for us this time. Shard of Agony's going off though, so we can bomb or play the Song of Storms, but let's not do that. From here on, we'll be going through some narrow passages. If you take it slow, maybe you can sneak up on some enemies. Use L targeting to always look in the proper direction. Set your view so you can see down the next corridor before you turn a corner. Once your view is set, hold down L to sidestep around the corner. That way you won't be surprised by an enemy waiting in ambush. So, here we have a series staple of an enemy, the Moblin. Now, if you enter the corridor with him inside of it, he will instantly just charge at you with his spear and send you flying, so try to avoid that. What you want to do is draw your sword, stand outside of his view, and hit him with a horizontal slash, and he goes down in one hit. Now, this section is flooded with moblins, but thankfully we only really have to do this once, and I'll show you why once we make it through. I'll make it through. Follow me. Oh yeah. So, there are many ways you can take it out. Honestly, the safest way, I say, is to just wait and slash him with your sword. You can also, like, plant a bomb if you want for him. Or not. I missed. I've never tried that before. But another thing you can do is also, like, hit him with your slingshot if you're on, like, a corner. Kind of like this. Or just go right through his armpit there. God, the Let's Play curse is in full force these episodes, eh? Oh, well. As you've noticed, they're replacing the hostile Deku Scrubs, and we're also no longer in a top-down perspective like we were the first time we came through here. And also, if they're facing away and they're far enough away, you can hit them in the back with both your hook shot or another projectile we'll get later on, but I think this is the only instance of moblins even appearing in this game, so don't even worry about it. Very reminiscent of that early Zelda 64 art style compared to other enemies in this game. For those of you who don't know, Ocarina of Time looked a lot different in its prototype stages back in the day. I'll put some screenshots on the screen right now so you can see what it looked like. Very, very different, as you can see in the art style. The way Link looked, he looked a lot more like classic Link from, you know, Zelda 1 and 2. Here we have another gold skull so you just want to climb up that ladder real quick. Head on over to this wall. Eastern side. Hit it with your hook shot, and then hit it again just to collect the token. Now, up ahead here, we have a new enemy, a big moblin. Now, this guy does not charge at you unlike the little guys. Instead, he's going to send shockwaves along the ground, kind of like, you know, Terry's power waves, using his big thingy there. Big stick, big club, whatever you want to call it. You just want to roll here, try not to touch it, and then just hit him in the back a few times. And he's dead. Make sure you don't touch that club at all, because it will send you flying to the other end of that corridor. But how nice of him dropping 15 rupees for us there. As you can see, the staircase is a lot smaller because we are a lot taller now. That? Arya's missing. Oh, we knew that. She went inside the Forest Temple. What am I saying? Same tree stump from 7 years ago where we learned how to play Rick's Rick. Superhero landing. Hey, Sheik. How's it going, pal?
Flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it.
The thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. Alright, now the songs are gonna get a little longer and more convoluted. Wax Yix. No longer is it just, you know, the same 3 notes twice. Gotta have an actual variety. Or, as I like to remember it, L-A-X. YXY. Apologies, I know I'm a little tone deaf. Trying to work on that, but who knows, maybe we'll get there one day. Speaking of that though, do any of you guys play musical instruments, or do you sing? I'd love to know in the comments. I believe I mentioned this in the previous episode, but I play the guitar, and I want to learn to sing. And I'd also love to learn how to play the ocarina. I've got a buddy who plays ocarina, and he's really good at it, actually. He plays a lot of instruments, he's amazing. But I'm getting ahead of myself here, let's keep going. You have learned the Minuet of Forest. Link, I'll see you again. So this is going to become a running theme here in the game. Sheik will show up at the entrance of every temple and teach us a song to warp here. Remember what I said a couple episodes back about Farore's wind being absolutely useless? This is one of the many reasons why. We have warp songs, we don't need warp magic. Let's listen to Navi real quick before going inside because we can and we want to, we can and we will. I wonder what's going on in the forest right now. I'm worried about Saria too. She must be somewhere in the Lost Woods. Let's go check her secret place. Remember where she taught you her song? Alright, here we are. And waiting for us inside the Forest Temple with that mythical music playing. Of course, none other than, wait for it, the cutscene ends. 2 Wolfos, of course, because they were missing from the Sacred Forest Meadow. Remember, doing spin attacks bypasses their defenses. Now, of course, I won't lie to you, I'm not very great at the spin attack on the control stick, but it's a lot easier by holding B. If they dodge it, though, then you're screwed. But don't worry, just keep on mashing. Not too much, though. Let him swing. Punish, with punish, of course. And they're dead. Now, one thing really cool about the hook shot is you can actually use it to get a bit of a head start when climbing up large vines like that. Here we have our next gold Skulltula. What you want to do is land on this tree over here. Now, unlike regular Waltulas, I believe they were called, right? Or the little Skulltulas. These guys don't charge at you. They just stand in place when you're climbing up walls. So don't you worry about that. Just hit it with your hook shot, hit it again, and keep moving forward. Here we have a treasure chest. I don't know. I believe the hook shot can actually reach it, though. Remember, the range is really small. You can hop on over, but this is faster, and honestly, I'm not a fan of platforming in a game without a dedicated jump button, so I just want to be a little more careful. You can use it to, like, you know, speed up your descent, which is really cool. And if you fall down and Link starts to scream, that's an indication that you'll take fall damage when you land. All you gotta do is push forward on your control stick, and you will instantly grab onto the vine again, so don't you worry. It's gonna be alright. Now here we have another big Skulltula here. You can take it down instantly, though, with your hook shot, which I love. Alrighty, now inside the main room of the temple here, we have some mysterious lights that just went out. Here we have the 4 Poe sisters, and they've taken our lights. Now, of course, the objective of the Forest Temple to get down to the basement is to retrieve the lights from the 4 Poe sisters. So, without further ado, let's get after them, shall we? Here's a fun fact about the Poe sisters for you. Their names are Amy, Beth, Joelle, and Meg. Now, those are the names of the protagonists of the novel Little Women. And according to ZeldaFandom.net, the birth order of the Poe sisters matches that of the sisters from Little Women. Also, while I was talking there, of course, I just killed my next gold Skulltula. You head on through this door here, and you come face to face with a new enemy, a bubble. Now, what you want to do to take this guy out, I don't know why these are called bubbles and not the enemies from Jabu Jabu's belly, but yeah, you just want to bash him with your shield, flash him twice with your sword, or of course, jump slash. You can also stun him with your hook shot, and the Deku Nuts as well. Speaking of Deku Nuts, I want to whip them out for this next room because these are Stalfos. Now, these are the enemies that, like, before I did the 3-heart run, low-key scared me the most because these guys really pack a punch, even on a normal playthrough. What you want to do is just let them jump slash, stand aside, throw a Deku Nut, jump slash them, rinse and repeat 3 times over, and they'll go down just like that. But yes, even when you have, like, you know, 7, 8, 6, however many heart containers you have by this point in the game on a normal playthrough, these guys still hurt when they hit you. So I was worried going in on a 3-heart run. I'm just trying to play it safe. Obviously, you can take them down in other ways, but I just prefer to, you know, whiff punish the jump slashes. Regular slashes work too. Now, the reason why I'm getting out of the way and not just blocking is because they actually can hit you overhead with their jump slashes. Like, they go over your shield. So you want to steer clear of that. Now, thankfully, we took them out rather quickly. There are more Stalfos later on in the dungeon, and you have to kill both of them in quick succession, otherwise you risk them respawning on you. That's annoying. Here we have a rupee and a fairy. Don't need the fairy, of course. Now, if we bust open this little chest here, we have a small key. Now, I didn't exactly touch on this, but small keys, they are only a thing now in the adult dungeons. They did not exist in any of the child dungeons, if you remember. So, that's worth noting. I think it's to extend the length of the adult dungeons, and also to show that, you know, as an adult, you have more responsibilities than when you were a kid, such as holding on to keys, for example. I don't know. But over here, we have another Stone of Time. That's what I like to call them. I believe their official name, though, I'll put it on screen right now. Stand in front of that, or maybe it's Block of Time, whatever. Play Song of Time. So many of times in quick succession there. And of course, it opens the way forward for you there. So if you head on through here, you will find yourself inside a little castle courtyard. It's pretty small, or rather temple courtyard. Another big Deku Baba is lying in wait, so let's just take him out real quick. One jump slash will do it. Here we have an Octorok over here, so let's just send his pellet back at him. I don't know about you guys, but I am so hungry. I feel like I could eat an Octorok right now. Head on over here, we've got 3 Waltulas climbing up this vine here. You can take out the first 2 with relative ease, you know, you can just L-target them. The third one, though, you have to stand really close and make sure you hit him with, like... I guess I was too close there. Thing is, remember, the hook shot doesn't have the best range, the long shot is more reliable. You want to stand nice and close and take him out like that. Remember, you can use your hook shot to get a head start on your climbing, which is always nice. So what you want to do is head on through this door here. And you will find yourself, I'm going to ignore Navi, she's just going to remind me to take a break because, you know, I'm playing this game with save states, so of course, I'm going to stun him with my Deku Nut actually, and then just take him out with 1 jump slash. I'm playing it with save states, and her eyes, I've been playing non-stop since the start of the game. So she's gonna be like, aren't you tired? No, I'm not, Navi. I want to make my way through the forest temple. I want to open up this big chest here containing, of course... Wait for it. It's the dungeon map, spoilers. The dungeon map! Okay, you already know how these things work, but as you can see, the dungeon is a lot big. Okay, what? What is it, Navi? I know what you're gonna say. I'm not listening. Yada, yada, yada. You open up the map screen here, as you can see. It's a lot bigger than the child dungeons. Granted, there's that main hub room, excuse me, on the first floor. And the layout stays pretty consistent, you know, on the upper levels. But without further ado, let's just head on forward. Through this door here, we'll find ourselves outside the opposite castle courtyard, or temple courtyard, excuse me. Taking out another Dekubaba there. That one's a baby, though, and a Waltala. Now what you can do, these things here are little, like, clips on the wall that you can grab with your hookshot, which is always nice. You want to stand on this switch here, because doing so will drain that little underpass, which is your way of transporting between both of the courtyards. And over there, as you can see, we've got another Skulltula, but sadly we cannot reach him with our small little hookshot. Let's just swim over here and steer clear of that Dekubaba, or that big Dekubaba. We'll come back for that Skulltula later, I promise. What you want to do, of course, is head on over here. You can just jump down here and take the fall damage. There's some recovery hearts for you. You can also climb down if you want to be that guy, but... Bruh, you're gonna climb down when the drop is like 10 feet. Now let's just grab a recovery heart, keep on moving. Got another small chest at the other end here. Looks like a sewage pipe, so I guess this was just filled with very nasty water not too long ago. Got our third small key. This will allow us to make some really good progress in the dungeon. But, to be honest with you guys, I think that's better saved for next episode. So guys, this episode of Oot 3D 3-Heart Run, we made our way inside the Forest Temple. We met the Little Women, aka the Post Sisters, and we retrieved 3 small keys, and we also fought some of my least favorite enemies in the game, Stalfos. Next time, we're gonna finish up the Forest Temple and awaken the Sage of Forest. Till then, I've been Tyagara, I thank you all for watching, and I bid you guys farewell.